Oh shoot! What's good morning? Good Wednesday. It is January 31st, and we're here trading the Nasdaq. So, looking at the news today, we got FOMC statements at 1 p.m. today. Some federal fund rates, so I expect the market to move. I did take some trades pre-market. We're up $786 for the day so far. So take a look at that here. Let's take a look and see the performance here. As you can see here, our stats Wednesday, January 31st, $786, 2 trades, 2 winning trades, no losing trades. So right now I'm up $1,830 on this account. Gonna try to get a 53,000, but we're gonna play it patient here. Gonna be kind of waiting for the news to hit, and then not even the news, just wait for market open. So market opens here in about 14 minutes. So we're gonna wait and be patient, kind of see what the market is doing. Now, overall, we are looking quite bearish. So if I take a look at the hourly. I mean, we're super bearish right now. So as you can see here, we've just been selling off, but we are coming to some type of resistance here on the 4-hour. We're coming up to the 100 EMA. So I really expect us to kind of bounce off this level. I really do feel like the longs will kind of get paid today. We're going to wait and see. I don't want to kind of rush it, but I'm taking a look. I mean, we might even come down to this around the 240 level. If we're taking a look here, we might come down here to the 240 level before we see some type of pushback up to the upside. I feel like we have to maybe come back up and retest. We've just been kind of short yesterday and moving into today, but we could be, moving back on down. Now, I got to think NFP is this Friday, so there are going to be a couple things in the market that's going to be a little bit wonky this week because it's going to set up the liquidity for NFP. So what I'm taking a look at is potentially some shorts. Now, what I'm going to take a look at is I'm going to wait for these next couple candles. I really want to see a push up. I really want to see a push up to this level up here and then a sell off right down to test these lows, maybe even break above these highs to kind of have a bullish trap. But so far we're super negative, or super bearish. So we're just going to wait and see what opportunities come and be patient. So we're taking a look here. So we got about 11 more minutes. So it looks like we might even break these lows here. Right here going down to about 384. So may take one short here. Nothing too crazy. Just going to take a one lot here. See if we can catch these lows going down. If we can break these lows here, we might see a push. So we might have a push up. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Okay. So let's catch a small trade to the downside. We're going to scale out of this position because it looks like we're kind of going to go a little bit break even here. Going to move up to this high, and then once it comes down here, we're going to sell, moving into our position. If we can get it to come down a little bit, we'll just add another 2. So we got 4, and we're going to sell. We're going to take this money here real quick. We can just push a little bit lower. So if we get stopped out here, we might take a $200 loss, but we're going to see. Okay, we're pushing down now. We're pushing down. So we're pushing down now. We're up 405. We're going to buy 3 right there. We're going to go ahead and close that out right there. So we're up. So it looks like we just, let's see, we were up $758. So now we're up $1138. So that was a $380 trade. So we're just going to wait and be patient now that we are about 8 minutes till the market open. So So it looks like we're going to continue pushing down here. Those were some nice shorts that we went into earlier. So we're going to wait and see what it brings us. Sometimes during the market open, I mean, we might break these. I wouldn't even call them lows, but it looks like we're going to have to break this level here to even see a continuation up. And I'll take a small buy right here because we're going to have to pull up a little bit. Gonna have to pull up just a smidge. Gonna take our 45 bucks. Okay. Easy $45. Had to take a small little trade there. Now we're gonna continue on down. Let's see. Looking to break these lows. So, yeah, we getting a little crazy. We getting a little crazy. So now that we've broken these lows, now we're seeing it going to push down just a smidge. Where it's going to go, I'm not even sure. That's a great question. But it could go down to the previous lows. It could go down to 340s if we're taking a look here. I mean, we really do see it coming down here to this level. I mean, This is kind of where I see this target moving now. But I wouldn't be so sure that it's going to happen right away. What I want to happen personally, what I want to see is us kind of consolidate here for the next couple minutes, go back and forth, but then have some type of push up. I feel like we need to have some type of push up. We did have it pre-market. Now, when I say a push up, I'm looking to get back around this level, around this 428 level with a wick of some sort, and then proceed to make a move down. But it could just happen that we blow straight through it. Now, there's going to be a lot of volatility today because we do have the FOMC statements. It's a crazy day in the markets, just like NFP. So this week, you got to be careful. You got to be willing to get in and out of positions. But if I don't see a trade opportunity, I am not forcing any trades. I mean, we're up $1,100 for the day. So if y'all don't know, $1,000 a day is $252,000 a year. In trading days, there's 252 trading days in a year, which is why I say that before y'all come at my neck because I can't do math, right? So can't do math, but I can count numbers. I can add it up. So we'll see here. We'll see. This is kind of what I'd like to see, this little push up. Slowly breaking those lows. And then we might see that push downward. But so far, great trading day. Great trading day so far. Thanks for those of you that are watching. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me, man. I'd love to be able to help. It's hard. I mean, we were down. We did have a bad day on, let's say, Monday. Monday we were down $1,300, but now we're up over $3,000. So you got to win some to lose some. You got to win some to lose some a little bit. You got to lose some to win some. Whatever you want to say, whatever you're saying is, that's what you should say to yourself, because it's part of the game. So now let's see if we get this push down here in these last couple candles. If we can get one more push down. So I really see this reversing now and kind of pushing up the opposite way. I feel like we're going to trap these shorts here during market open. So we're going to see how these play out here. Yeah, I really do feel like we're going to get a push up here. Really do feel like we're going to get a push up here in the market open, because we've been too bearish lately, and then we got to see some type of move upwards. So we're going to see. We got about 5 seconds to the market open. Oh, wow. Straight Breaking through here. So here we go. That's that push down. That's that push down that we were looking at. So now we're just going to let it play out. It broke that low. We're just going to let it play out. We don't want to enter. Right now it's getting a little bit crazy. If this candle were to flip, it'd be wild. Which it looks like that's what it's doing right now, is kind of flipping there. Oh wow, it might actually flip this candle. Okay. No. Will it flip? It thought about it. It thought about it. Yeah, we got to flip here a little bit, right? We got to flip here. Or are we just going to keep busting down on these lows? Yeah, I feel like everybody's going short, right? I mean, got to catch some of these guys going short, right? Yeah, we got to catch some of these guys short, right? Got to catch some of these guys short, right? Got to. Yeah, got to catch these guys short, right? Jesus, this is crazy right now. Nobody knows where they want to go. We're still getting those short positions, though. But I don't know how much shorter we can go on this candle. But we got to catch some of these guys short. We got to be short heavy because everybody saw what happened last night. We're short heavy. We got to. Everybody's probably tilting to the downside right now, and we got to see some type of push up to kind of break this. So yeah, it's crazy. Got to catch these shorts, you know. So here we are. Like I said, we're catching those moves up. I'll be right back, fellas. Sorry about that. Keep an eye on the markets for me. Sorry about that, folks. Now we're back. We're back. Omar, people want to know why aren't you why didn't you take buys when you said buys? Because how do I explain this? How do I explain this? How do I explain this? Okay. Why didn't take that trade? Number one, we're up for the day. We're up 2% for the day, which is my trading goal. 1 to 2% from the market daily. That's my, I have a $50,000 account, $1,000, 2%. Okay. So number one, I've hit my goal for today. Okay. Number two, we just entered market open. Okay. Now, even for me, I realize everybody wants to go short. But what did I say before the market opened? I said I would like to see a pullback up. That way we can get liquidity and then move down, right? So now we're seeing the shorts come in and people are a little bit confused because they're like, what's going on, right? I see some type of double top. What that means, honestly, what NASDAQ likes to do is it likes to play games. It likes to do things twice, sometimes 3 times. So I need a little bit of confirmation, okay? So when I'm looking at this, I don't really see a good risk to reward ratio with the entries. I just don't see it. Personally, this is just not my... Sometimes I take quick little scalps because I believe, hey, you know, this is going to go in this direction. But ultimately, I'm just going to be patient and wait, you know. I'm in no rush to get in these trades, you know what I mean? So it's like, so where greed comes into play, right? So, not too worried about it. Not too worried about it. Sometimes, greed can be a killer. I've been up before, and then what happens is you're up $1,100. I put in a trade, and then I lose like $200 or $300. My brain tells me, hey, you just had $1,100. Now you have $900. Still good, but not what I had, right? So what my brain is going to do is going to be like, okay, now let's get back what we lost, even though it was never ours to begin with, right? So to best avoid that is just to let the market play out by itself. 8:30 to 9:30 Central or 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern, we like to call it the initial balance. What is the initial balance in a sense of making it simple and easy to understand? What it means is between that hour, the market will kind of show you where it wants to go for the day. Not all the times, but sometimes. And if you're able to understand the language and read the chart, then from the next hour, once that hour candle closes, if you can find a good risk to reward opportunity, you can have an entry because now the first hour is done. That initial balance to start the day is done, right? It's almost like warming up for a game or a match or a fight or a football game, whatever have you. Like 8:30 to 9:30, that market open, that 1 hour is a warm up for the market because it's stretching, it's getting ready for the day, it's trying to figure out what do I need to do, where do I need to go, what do I need to get done today. And after that hour is done, you have a great opportunity. And there's another reason not to get into a trade. We also have news at 1 o'clock. So what happens is all these traders are going to lose their money within the first hour. That news is going to come at 1 o'clock. And the move that they anticipated to happen happened at 1 o'clock because the market is all about volatility. It's not good to get into a trade if the market is not moving, right? So if it's not during the New York session, it's not during a London session, if it's not during news, even though the market is technically open 24/5, right? You don't have to trade all the time. Honestly, I would argue that the less you trade, the better you are, the more successful you are. I've taken... I've taken 10 trades today and only one was a loser. Okay. And I should have streamed before, but sometimes you see an opportunity before the market opens. I think I put my first trade on at almost like 7:40, after 7:30. So, I mean, if you think about it, within the hour, we're able to secure $1,100. So if I don't make another trade until 1 o'clock, which I'm not going to stream for that long, I might trade and might record my session. I normally don't like to sit at my computer that long just staring at the screen because it can be kind of, you may think you want to get into trades. You see kind of some opportunities. I call them C to D setups. I'm looking for the A setups, B setups, and those happen usually the first either pre-market or during the market open. I have a certain strategy that I look for, a certain criteria. It's all in my trading plan. If you don't have a trading plan, let me know. We got a trading plan here, okay? It's not just one page. We got more to it, okay? We read it every single morning. We go through the trading plan every single morning, okay? It's part of my daily routine, okay? Because you got to remind yourself what it is that you're doing. And while you're doing this, the only reason I trade is because I want a better life for myself, the people around me, my friends, my family. I don't know anywhere else with my skill set. I don't have a PhD. I don't have a master's. I don't have none of that, right? So I didn't even graduate college, to be honest with y'all. And that's okay. College was just not for me. I always thought, hey, I'm destined to be something else. I'm destined to be something great. And I've been doing this for a long time now. And, it's a skill that if you learn, it pays you tenfold because it's the only, other than running a business, of course, which, can be a little bit difficult. This can too, but in different ways. There's no cap to your success, right? Right now I'm trading with a $50,000 account. Most people would be like, damn, that's a lot of money. But realistically, I'm trying to get up to that 100K, $150,000 accounts, right? Because I could take the exact same trades, and just make more money. I'll just have a bigger lot size, meaning I'll have more money to play. So just to give you an example, right? If I have a $100,000 account, I'm up 2%. That's $2,000. $2,500 every single day you trade, because there's 252 trading days in a year. That's over $600,000 a year. So you can see the higher your account size, the more you're able to make with the same trades. Now, why is it that I don't do that, you ask? It's all psychology. Trading is a lot about psychology. And what happens is most people, I would say, aren't used to, even myself, it's taken me a while to get to where I'm at. Most people aren't used to managing large sums of money, right? So when you see my P&L swing and I'm negative $800, but then it comes back and I'm positive a couple $100, mentally it's hard for a lot of people to actually have that in their mind, right? Because most people, let's say they go to the casino or something, or they play a scratch off, they'll bet a couple bucks, right? Sports betting, what have you, they'll risk a little bit, but they're pissed when they lose, right? And it may be a small amount of money. So imagine being down, I had a position earlier this week, I was down $1,400, but then I ended up taking that trade for like a $600 profit. Because I had a bad entry, but I was confident in my trade. I let it play out. So that's really why it's psychology. Psychology is 90% of trading. The other 10% is just learning the charts, technical analysis, which that is super simple. If you come in here every day, you watch the charts with me, you explain, I explain to you why I take these trades and what's going on in the markets, you can make money too, right? I called this morning. We're looking for a push up here to then have a move down. Right? But it's already kind of a little late. We got 15 minutes until the next candle starts, the 9 o'clock candle. So we will expect a little bit of liquidity from that. So I'm going to wait another 15 minutes. I don't need to take a trade. Again, you have to know when to stop. Of course, I'm like, hey, Omar, you can make a couple $100. Just put in a trade. It's just one button. Click it. Not how we do things here, brother. Not how we do things. Trading is boring. It's patience. It's actually a boring skill, which is why I started streaming, because I was lonely. I got one viewer right now. Shout outs to you, one viewer. But it's lonely, man. It's very lonely. You're in here just mentally taxing your brain here while this market goes crazy. So, but I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't have it any other way. So, I wouldn't have it any other way. So we're going to see here. We might break these lows with the next 15-minute candle. And if we do break these lows down here under 340, then I expect that next hour candle to have some type of pullback. Let's take a look at the hourly chart here. So I'm pulling up the hourly chart. So if you take a look, here is this hourly wick. We're super bearish. There's no reason that I would take a buy here in this position. There's no way this candle's flipping. None of that, right? So I wouldn't take a buy. But I also wouldn't take a short because there's not a good risk to reward ratio. I'm pulling up the 15-minute candle, right? You can maybe put a stop about 384. But again, that's such a terrible risk to reward ratio because you were supposed to target these lows. So it's not really a good risk to reward ratio. Like, you're not going to risk $800, $900 to make $300-$400. Like, that's not a smart business decision. You gotta treat trading as a business. So it's not a smart decision. So there's really not a trade opportunity. Yeah, it might go shorter, which I see it doing, right? Because we're already kind of breaking these lows. But as a trader, where are you going to capitalize? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's like a C setup. You know, that's like a CD setup. Like, you could take it. You could get a couple pips, but the stress you're going to induce yourself with, I don't think it's worth it because you don't have, it's in the middle of nowhere. You're in the middle of Idaho, right? Like, with that trade. Wait till we get to the nearest big city and then short it. So here we go. People shorting are losing a little bit of their money. We're moving back up. Let me move it back to the minute chart so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. So here we have the minute chart is what I like to trade. We'll keep it at the 5 minute. This 5 minute chart looks a little bit cleaner for the eye so you guys can understand. I wouldn't recommend trading the 1 minute, 5 minutes charts if I was new. Honestly, would focus on maybe like a 30-minute chart, an hourly chart. Something more where you can hold it a little bit longer and understand what's going on. I feel like, especially if you're trading the NASDAQ, I would not trade the NASDAQ if you're a beginner. Like, that's the easy no. Like, if I was you guys, I would trade something like, this is gold right now. Gold right now is skyrocketing. So if we take a look, gold right now is going to the moon. You could trade the dollar. The dollar and gold are in sync. So when the dollar goes down, the gold goes up. When gold goes up, the dollar goes down. So they're correlated. So honestly, if I was a new trader, again, I would start trading and watching the USD JPY and gold. I would watch those two things, right? We all use the dollar, right? It's connected to the yen, which is the other biggest currency. And then two, we have gold, right? We have something that has been tried and true in America since almost the beginning of time is gold, right? It's a financial indicator. A lot of people watch it. So if I was you guys, I would watch those two things. I wouldn't go to the S&P 500. I wouldn't go to the NASDAQ right off the bat because you will get eaten alive if you don't know what you're doing. It can make or break the best of traders even. So if you don't know what you're doing, definitely stay away from this, especially on the lower time frames because things can happen really quick. I mean, really, really quick. So we just have to stay patient. We got about 10 more minutes until the next candle opens up here. So let's see what type of movements we get. So I'm super happy. If you have any questions, shoot some questions out, you know. I got a wealth of knowledge, man. I got a wealth of knowledge. I want to share my knowledge with other people because I'm the type of guy that wants to see everybody win. I really genuinely want to see other people win. It's just, do you want to win or not? There's really three reasons why people aren't rich. Number one, you're stupid. Number two, you're lazy. Or number three, you're arrogant. Right? Number one, stupid. Like that would probably be less than like 5% of the people. Like there's like really truly stupid to actually make really good money. Right? Like I don't really feel like that's a lot, but it is one of the reasons. Number two, you're lazy. Right? Now I feel like lazy and arrogant kind of fall along the same lines as like, you know, that excuse, I need time to myself. I don't want to work. I worked all day. I'm not doing this. I just want to watch some TV. I want to relax. One meal outside McDonald's wouldn't hurt one time instead of eating it. Like all that to me is laziness, right? It's an excuse, right? I would say 40 to 50% fall into that category of just being lazy, right? You need to wake up and have a plan of action. You need to wake up and figure out how can I suffer to make myself better, because the road to success is all about pain and failure, right? The higher you go, the more pain and endurance you're going to have, right? It's all about dealing with stress. So you need to be looking for that. You need to eat pain for breakfast, and you need to understand where you're going. And number three is arrogance. Again, that's number three would be really huge. A lot of people are just arrogant. They feel like they should have more than they actually have. But if you showed me what you did for the last week, if you showed me your actual actions for the week, I bet it's not a lot. Right? So to explain a little bit easier, right? Let's say Mozart. Let's say Mozart came to me and said, hey, Omar, I'm about to teach you how to compose the most beautiful type of music you've ever heard in your life. I'm going to help you compose it, right? He sits down, he teaches you everything. And then you say to Mozart, well, I don't know if I should record in D minor. Maybe we should do A minor. That's arrogance, right? That is true arrogance, right? Like people don't even have the human decency to stay quiet, right? You're going to have those questions. But if he told me that, if he said, hey, you're an A minor, you need to switch to D minor, I'm switching to D minor. I'm not even going to question the guy. It's Mozart, for Pete's sake, right? So when somebody is making money, being successful, and they're telling you the things that you need to do and you don't do them because you're like, well, I think the way that I'm doing it is better, that's arrogance. So I would say those really two are the reasons people don't get rich, honestly. And that stuff is like a cancer, bro. Like it's a virus. I hate dealing with lazy, arrogant people. There's a fine line between arrogance and confidence. I'm very confident, but I also know that I'm not the best. I always try to humble myself. I always try to listen to people that I want to learn from and just take that and try to apply it immediately, right? There's a fine line, but there's some people that genuinely believe that what they're doing is the best way to get to where they need to be when there's no results shown for it, right? Like you can go back on my streams and you can see the consistent success. I'm streaming every single day, right? Like this is something I had to break out my comfort zone with, but it's like, once you do it, man, how people, let's say how people realize when you don't do anything every single day, you do drugs, you drink alcohol, you go to the club on weekends, you relax, right? You can do all that every single day, and people will realize you can slowly spiral out of control, right? Everybody knows that. But here's the little secret to life, right? What people don't understand is there's also the exact opposite, yin and yang, where there's darkness, there's light. Where there's light, there's darkness, right? If you keep working hard and truly try your best every day, I'm talking about 100% every single day, right? Not just kind of do it. Like success is doing the things you need to do regardless of how you feel. That's how you're going to be successful, right? So the same way you can do the same things every single day and be successful, you just have to work hard, because if you work hard, it's impossible to fail. If you really truly try your best, it's impossible to fail. If you show up every single day, regardless of how you feel. If you're better than your enemy on your worst day and they're on their best day, That's where you need to be, because then you start to experience the never-ending spiral of success. The same way it can go down, it can go up, right? Like, think about a rocket. When it goes to the moon, it just keeps going. It's the momentum and the consistency that takes that rocket to the moon. Do you think the rocket, when it gets into the midair and it reaches the ozone layer, it's like, well, I reached the ozone layer. It's kind of hard. I'm running out of oxygen. Maybe I should stop a little bit, and then maybe I can push. No, it just keeps going. And it's the inertia and the momentum that keeps it going to the moon. And that's what you need to do. Most people try something for a month or two, and they're like, oh, it's kind of hard, and I don't know if I should do this. Keep doing it, because it's the momentum and the consistency that's going to take you to where you got, right? Like, if you're looking at yourself and you're not where you want to be, think about it. We're already 1 month into the new year. Tomorrow today is done, actually. Today is your last day of the month, right? Like, you're not going to accomplish anything that if you didn't do it the past 30 days, right? So you're already 1 month down into the year. You only got 11 months left, right? Like, you're running out of time. So you got to set yourself up for success. Create a routine. There's only 2 routines that I feel like you need to be successful, and you can build on those. Number 1 is getting a gym routine. Got to have a gym routine. Okay? You got to be, I don't care if you're tired, if you worked all day, you got to go to the gym or do some type of physical exercise for at least 30 minutes, but preferably an hour a day. Okay? And number 2 is have a to-do list every single day. Like, when I wake up, I know exactly what I need done because I have a to-do list. And I mark it off. I add things throughout the day. But my success is based on did I complete everything that I said I was going to complete today, right? So if you can do those 2 things, I feel like you could be super successful. And why people think you don't need to go to the gym and better yourself to be successful, I think that's a lie. I think that's something that people tell themselves to be lazy, like I was saying earlier, right? Like, because in life and in business, I'd say in business, when you're trying to build something and really try to be successful at it, you're gonna plateau, right? There's gonna be maybe a week, a month, a couple months where you have a problem because you're plateauing and you got to figure it out. But what happens if you go to the gym 3, 4, 5 days a week, right? It's impossible to not improve. It's impossible, right? So while your business and things that you're working on maybe feels like it's plateauing, you're getting better every single day. You're becoming stronger, smarter, faster, better. You are becoming who you're supposed to be, right? So it's important to work on that, because most people, like, I know people that don't go to the gym and they're successful. I don't care. Money does not change you, right? Like, money does not change you. So if you're fat, you're out of shape, and you got a lot of money, people are not going to really respect you, right? They may like you a little bit because you got money and you're successful, but they're not really going to respect you. If you're coming in and you're the best version of yourself, people are going to respect you with or without money because they see that you're doing hard work. Does that make sense? Like, it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. So if you got money and you're not in the best physical condition you could be in, you're just a loser to my eyes. Like, you're just a loser, because that's how you're going to see yourself in the mirror. You can have $1 million in your bank account, but if you're fat, lazy, and you can't really do anything, you're going to be a loser. You're going to look at yourself and be a loser. But if you got a lot of money and you're in the best shape of your life, that's a winner. That's a winner to me. So enough about that. Sorry, we got about 1 more minute till the candle. I just got on a little rant. Sorry, it just kind of upsets me because I've had a lot of people reach out to me now that I'm trading stocks, kind of showing it to people, and everybody's like, can you show me how to do it? And then I'm like, hey, can you show up this time? I don't know. I'm not really doing anything during the hate, but I don't know if I can show up. Not successful. You just can't help somebody that doesn't want to win, which is okay. You can just stay a loser. I don't want to be a loser, so it doesn't bother me. Stay away from me. It's a virus. It's a cancer. It's contagious. I don't want any loserness, geekness around me. So I want successful people that are minded, people that actually want to be better. You don't have to be where you want to be right now, but because I'm not, you never will be. But every single day I'm working 1% better to crack that code, to get rich, to buy that Lambo, to do those things that I ultimately always wanted to do. So, here we go. The market has opened. We aren't seeing too much movement. We are flip-flopping on this candle. I don't feel too confident, honestly. I don't see a buy position right now with where it's at. Now, it could go up. I just don't feel comfortable with where it's at. So we're going to be a little patient and wait and see. I'm going to give it about 30 minutes longer on the stream, and then we can kind of shut it off for the day. Honestly, I don't want to sit in front of my screen for too long. I will be back probably around 12:30 Central. I'm Central time, fellas. So anytime I say a time, I could go military time, right? 1200, or I'll be back at 1300 hours, right? That's when the market opens. But yeah, I'll be back 12:30 to kind of check what the market is doing. So, because right now I just feel like it's a little bit choppy. Like there's no clear direction to me. There's no good risk to reward. I see C and D setups right now. Like, yeah, you can take a trade, but like wicks have been all over the place. It doesn't look great. There's not a lot of reason to get into a trade, right? Like, we are seeing this little push up, but again, it's not going to be enough, I feel like, to get it to where it needs to be. So again, we're just going to be patient, wait and see what happens. Because again, the NASDAQ likes to retest levels. So if we come back up anywhere near the 400s, I might take a short. If we come up to the 400s, which is right around this wick up here. This is around the 400. So if we can kind of push up here, kind of have some resistance up here, then that's a good risk to reward ratio. And then if it ends up blowing us out, that's a good loss to me because I follow my rules. You got to understand, I like to have a 70% win ratio. So that means 30% of the time I'm losing a trade. 30 to 40% of the time I am losing a trade. That's just the reality. But then how do you stay profitable? You got to know when to get out of the trades. You got to know where to have your stop losses, how much you're risking. Honestly, sometimes I don't even care how much I make. It's like, how much am I risking? If I'm risking $200 to make a potential $1,000, but I only get $600, that's a win to me because I have successfully did what I needed to do. So we're going to wait and see. There's not a good setup. There's just I don't see a good entry point anywhere. Like nothing has enticed me to be like, I need to take a trade. Like it's honestly, if you're in a trade right now, you got to ask yourself what you're doing. What are you looking for? Personally, there's no wrong way to trade. There's a million ways to trade. It's like what best suits you. But in my strategy, there is no trade that I'm looking at right now. It just doesn't make any sense. Let me know if you find any of this valuable. Like, I genuinely am curious if you find any of this valuable, if any of this even makes sense to you. Because a lot of times I show my girl or other people, and they're like, what are you even looking at? Like, how do you even know what's going on? So I narrow it down to screen time, right? So when other people are, let's say, watching TV or they're just scrolling through TikTok or whatever, I just sit there and watch the charts and I try to understand what's going on at this time of the day. Is it going to look the same time tomorrow? How's it moving? How does this react? Like I'm consistently expanding my knowledge of the charts, like consistently evolving, adapting, because even though I have a trading plan and I stick to it, the trading plan needs to be adaptable. You need to be flexible, adapt, because not everything is going to be a perfect setup when you're in the markets, right? So things are not always going to turn out the way that you think they're going to turn out. So you have to be a little bit flexible and rely on your knowledge and skills to get the job done. So here again, we're waiting. It does look like we are going to push down in a short position, but honestly, I didn't see the push up that I was looking for. I just don't feel like there might be enough liquidity to take this all the way down, but hey, I could be wrong. I don't even know. But that's again, if you're unsure don't take a trade. Just sit here and be patient. It's a Wednesday. We still got plenty of time. We got news later this afternoon. We got news tomorrow. We have news Friday. So if you're down a little bit or if you're up a little bit and you want to make some more money, just be patient. Sit on those hands. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's just, there's got to be patient. So there's plenty of opportunities. Don't think that today or right now is the only opportunity that you have to make money in the markets. Like, it's just not. It's just not real. It's just not real. So yeah, I just don't see the liquidity there. When I say liquidity, I just don't see us taking a move down that far, like breaking those lows at 340. I just don't see us breaking. Taking a look, I don't see us breaking this structure over here to the left just yet. I honestly, I feel like we need still a push up, right? But you're in no man's land. There's no reason to take a trade. You don't have a good risk to reward ratio. The candles are ranging, which means indecision in the market. So let the other traders figure it out. You don't have to be in that trade, right? We're just don't know. We could have something in the next 15 minutes, but I just don't see a good trade. So why I say a lot of this stuff out loud is because it also helps me with my psychology. I stream, but it's mainly for myself, to be honest with you. It's kind of a journal. I review my journal every single day. I watch how I traded the markets. I see where I made mistakes. I see where I made successes. And I take mental note of that. And every single day I'm building a foundation in my brain to get a little bit better, because you have to always be self-improving. Days when I lose a lot in the market, that's the day that I paid the most attention, right? Like when I win, it's okay. But when I lose, it's like, why did I lose? Where could I have been better? Was my entry okay? Did I follow my rules? What happened here? And then I can take back and look at it and be like, okay, I didn't follow my rules. I was up and then I took a trade. It was going against me. And instead of closing out, I doubled down and lost more, right? Or I just took a bad entry. I was early in the market when I shouldn't have been, right? So there are certain things that you can realize if you just watch yourself every single day. It's honestly, I hate hearing how I speak. I hate all this streaming stuff. I honestly, don't like it. Don't like it. Not really a fan of being in front of the camera. I feel like I got a face for radio, if you catch the drift, right? So it's like, I just do it to better myself. And this is, earlier what I was talking about, going through pain and suffering. To me, this is, I wouldn't call it pain and suffering, right? Like I'm not actually in pain, but it's something that I don't know if I truly enjoy, but I know the job needs to get done. Like I know that I need to do this to be a better version of myself, so I do it. And I don't really question it. I just trust it, right? Because we're always going to have doubts. 100% of all champions in the world have doubts. Like it's a 1,000% true. Like Mayweather, Kobe, LeBron, whoever you want to think of, they've always had doubts, even though they may not say they've had doubts. I mean, people will question you. People will ask you, are you okay? Are you doing the right thing? Are you sure this is the right decision for you? Like you will question, whether what you're doing is right. But if you know truly this is going to make you a little bit better every single day, then keep doing it. Keep doing it, because someday it will happen. And then people are going to be like, oh, how'd you do it? Well, I showed up every single day. I try to teach you guys, hey, this is how we get it done. If you come in the mornings, if you spend an hour of your day to try to better yourself, you're going to be better. Like I said, it's impossible to fail if you're actually coming in every single day and trying your hardest. Now, not every day is going to be perfect, right? Today wasn't perfect for me. I didn't get enough sleep last night because this little rascal back here, she's taking a nap. She's sleeping. She's feeling good. But at 4:30 this morning when I had to wake up so I could go to the gym, I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to do it. Heck, people think I wake up with joy wanting to go to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. I do not wake up with joy. But what I do wake up is the the urge to suffer, the urge to be better, right? Actually, if you take a look at it, I just got this email 909 talking about that. Look at that. Oh, whoa. Let's fix this here. Take a look at that. Oh, is it showing? We got 50 workouts on our regimen. Regimen Fitness. Welcome to the 50 Club. I've done 50 workouts. I think I started this in October. Maybe September. I don't know. I started working out last year, September, October. I got my 50th workout. Okay, I'm super proud of that. Okay, it's taken a lot of time. I usually work out. I started because I was a lazy person. I started off doing 2 to 3 workouts a week. Then I slowly increased it to at least 3 a week. And now I do 4 a week, you know. Do I want to do 5? Maybe on the weekends I'd like to. But about 4 days a week is where I like to be at. I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I believe in resting just a little bit. So join the 50 Club, and if you could take a look, this is our workout results for the morning. I don't even know if it's going to capture in the frame there. I got a privacy screen, but I'll read it. 794 calories this morning at 5 a.m. I burnt 800 calories at between 5 and 6 a.m. this morning. 800 calories. My day is I've already won the day. At worst, I've burned 800 calories. I've done my work. I've done 100 push-ups. Like, I've already completed probably the hardest thing, arguably, on my schedule today. And that's just waking up again to the gym, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Every day, coming in, grinding, doing what you need to do to get to where you need to be. So, this stream has been a lot more motivational than I felt like I needed to be, but I felt I needed to get it off my chest because I had some people, one particular gentleman that reached out to me that I haven't spoken to a while. I asked him what he's doing. He said, I don't even want to talk about it. He said he wasn't doing anything. He basically was unemployed. Okay. Said he was doing a little bit, but he didn't have a job, right? I said, hey bro, if you've been looking into this, just meet me in the morning, your Eastern time. You can meet me at 9:30, between 9:30 and 10, right? Like, you have to, right? If you ain't got nowhere else to be, you can meet me at the stream so I can try and at least show you for free. I have clients that pay me $100 for what I'm teaching you guys right now, right? I have personal one-on-ones with them. I different stuff, right? You can check Promoting Pips if you want to. Promotingpips.com. You can check it out if you want to. I don't care. But back to it, he said, bro, can we reschedule this? I was like, yeah, but in my mind I was like, not gonna happen. Like, to me, if you're not showing up when you should be showing up, it already tells me where you're gonna be in life. And again, I don't want to have those people around me. I want to help people, but you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. And I've always been that guy to really try my best here as we're breaking these lows here. I've always tried my best to just, I want to be a helpful person, genuinely help. Like, genuinely be like, hey, bro, do you need some help? Because because it goes twofold. I know where I'm really bad at things, and I know when I need help. And vice versa. People that's the humility that comes into play, right? Like, I'm very quick to point out what I'm not good at. Very quick. If somebody says, can you do this? I'll be like, oh, no, I'm not very good at it. Not very good at it. Could you show me how to do it? And I just sit there and listen. I just shut up, right? I'll just ask questions. Okay, why is it that you do? You know what I mean? But I just sit there and listen. But when I'm good at something, and I know I'm good at something, I want to share it with people so they can also have some knowledge. So the reason I'm doing this is because I see just a lot of people struggling. And in this world nowadays where we have the internet and social media and things like that, where I feel like we actually have more opportunity than ever in this world to be successful, because we have so many other platforms that you could be successful in for whatever reason. Like you could be successful if you were a basket weaver. You could start a basket weaving TikTok. And if you posted your basket weavings every single day, I'm sure people would follow you, right? You could be successful in that. You know, you see it all the time with cooking. Like everybody cooks. I mean, not everybody, but like most people, I feel like, cook, right? They got to cook at least something. Like if you don't know how to cook an egg or scrambled eggs, boy, we got somewhere else to go. But you can really be successful. It's just, do you want to do it? There's actually not a lot of players in the game. Like when you realize it, when you start working hard, you start to realize, dang, there's not a lot of people playing this game, right? Imagine being that guy playing a video game and you just quit because the level is on expert or it's too hard. Like imagine being that guy. You should be like, if it's on expert and you just keep losing, you should be like, good, right? Because that's life. Life is on expert mode. It's, if there was a mode higher than expert, that's life, right? So you're doing essentially the same thing, right? You're just saying, it's kind of hard. I don't feel like it. Loser talk. Don't be that guy. Get that mentality out of the way. And if you feel like you need motivation to do what you need to do, you've lost, okay? Motivation, get that thing of motivation. I need to be motivated to do something. Take it out your brain. Throw it away. Slam dunk it. Alley-oop it in the garbage can. Blend it up. Toss it. Whatever. Flush it down the toilet. Get rid of that motivation, because you're not going to be motivated 100% of the time. Okay? It comes down to discipline. Instill discipline instead of motivation. Say, instead of being motivated, say, I'm disciplined. Okay? Discipline is what's going to get you to where you need to do, because again, you need to do the things that you don't want to do intrinsically. Okay? You have to do the things that you don't want to do, but you need to do them all the time, every day. Okay? If I don't skip four workouts a week, I make it a minimum to do my 4 workouts a week. If I miss one day because I was lazy and didn't want to go, I'm going to do it another day. Okay? It's not a good thing, right? I feel like I took a loss for that day and I was lazy, but don't let that carry over to the next day. When you start a new day, you start at 0. So at least have some small mental wins. If you didn't go to the gym, I did 100 push-ups. And that version of me that did 100 push-ups and skipped the gym is better than that version of me that didn't do 100 push-ups and didn't go to the gym, right? So it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to get perfect executions every day, but I guarantee you, if you do a little bit more than you did yesterday and you try a little bit harder every single day, you will be successful. You will be on top. You will get what you want. It's impossible not to. It's really impossible not to. My life is full of things that I've always wanted and more, because I've worked hard every single day and I want more. You know, I got a bunch of goals set for myself this year, and moving into February, we're slowly starting to put a dent in those goals. It's going to take some time. You know, it's going to take how long it takes. How long is it going to take? It's going to take as long as it takes, okay? It just is. But I'd rather it take as long as it takes than it never happen at all. That's my motto. So let's see here. We are pushing up. We did break those lows. We are at a critical level here where we could push past these lows here in the 930 candle. Not really. Sorry, it's been kind of boring for you guys today. Honestly, I haven't put in a trade, but again, some days it's like this. Some days I just, you're just patiently waiting for an entry signal. There could have been a couple potential trades, I would say, but again, they were like C setups. I didn't really feel like they were gonna set me up for success, so I wasn't gonna enter. So we might see this push down here just for a second, and we're going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see. Yeah, that looked like a quick buy there. Gonna take a little buy here. So we're taking that little buy. So we were able to make about 70 bucks on that trade. Now we're up $1,250. So that was, as you saw, just a quick little scalp. I just saw a little push up, so I wanted to take that. But I don't know. Other than that, I'm just waiting patiently, seeing more entry signals. We're about 8 minutes until that 9:30 candle opens up as well, so you gotta have to be patient for that. Okay. I'll maybe stay a little bit after, maybe 5 minutes to see what happens, but if not, I'm gonna just come back. I'm gonna end the stream and come back here, maybe around 12:30, and see if I can find a trade. Get ready for the news. Really just want to give my mind a break for a second after this, and then wait and find some more opportunity. So here we are breaking these lows. Wow, man. If you don't if I want if what I said today didn't resonate with you, sorry, bruv. Sorry, man. Don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. So we're breaking these lows right now. So we're just going to be patient, wait, and then gonna see what happens here. So I really feel like we have to break these lows now. I feel like we've already pushed way too further down. So I feel like we have to break these lows. I think buyers are trying to keep it from happening, but this has been the direction all day. I mean, we've seen everything that we've called out. We've been waiting for that push up. We saw that push up, took a sale. Really some great positions today, honestly. I'm very proud with the discipline. The daily P&L is looking nice. Like I said, we were down 1,300. Now we're up. Daily balance, we're up 1,200. We've been averaging, $1,000 to $1,500 a day. If you don't count that $1,300 loss. Now that's where the discipline comes into play. Most people would see a $1,300 loss and be like, well, it's more than what I made in 2 weeks. I just lost it, right? But we're okay. We got that mentality. So here we are. We're getting that push up. I really thought we were going to break these lows, so this could be a fake out. I'm not trying to get in here 5 minutes before this next candle open. We're just going to let it play out. Let's see where it plays out. Yep, so here we are. We're pushing down. I'm seeing the orders coming in. It's crazy because not a lot of people are bidding on these levels is what I'm looking at. And okay, so now we're getting some sellers. Now we're getting some sellers here on the level 2. I say level 2, I'm talking to this right here. I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at the volume orders. So I'm taking a look at that while I'm also looking at what the candlesticks are doing. So we got 4 minutes until the next candle. So let's see. Okay, it looks like we're getting some push to the upside here. It could be that, I don't know. It's just a tough time. Like if we weren't 4 minutes, I might take a buy here, and I could miss it in the next 4 minutes. Right, this is the buy that could pay here in the next 4 minutes. But we have such a strong move down that it's just kind of hard to want to take a buy in that direction. Like you're just kind of hoping and praying it doesn't hit your stop loss. But yeah, see here we're heading down to the lows now. So again, it's wow. People are really fighting this one out today. They really don't want to go short. So it looks like if we can come up to the 740, 750 level, we actually might have that push up. Yeah. I see some orders trying to get filled at 750. If we can get 750, they might get that push up. So yep, see. Gonna see what happens here. So we are starting to break that level, but how far will we push down to this level? So we're gonna see what happens here in the next. So we're gonna see what happens here. Yeah, I feel like we gotta have a little push up here, right? So we're gonna see what happens here. Yeah, I don't see a move, so I think I'm just gonna call it a day, fellas, for right now, and then just come back and let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna call it a stream, boys. Sorry about that. I was just taking a look at a couple things, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're up $1,250. And just gonna call it a day, man. Y'all have a great evening.